and Panama.
Okay.
And you'll see a couple of videos. Mel Gibson had his father at age 92, 10 years older than me, at the Mayo Clinic with heart failure, with kidney failure, slumped over in his chair, and the Mayo Clinic said, it's over, there's nothing more that we can do. Mel heard about Panama, checked it out, decided to send his father down there.
Wow.
He's now had 4 treatments over 8 years.
Okay.
And he's about
That's a lot.
to celebrate his 100th birthday this month, and he's alive and well.
That's amazing.
So
okay.
you can see
So
why
they work.
you can see why I'm psyched to go.
Yeah, no, you must be really excited.
So what I'm doing to be able to get to go with those manifestos and little docs that I wrote, which I haven't shared broadly with anybody, but with you and the ideas in that are that I have a company in Cambridge, which is doing very well.
Okay.
That will hit the $3.5 to $4 million in revenues this year, and
Oh, wow.
and it's got $1.4 million in the bank and only $100,000 in payables. And I started it, guided it, hired all the people working in it, and I still am the largest shareholder.
What is it called?
And you can go to the internet and see it. It's whole. The internet name is one word, Whole Sis, because they got late and they didn't get it on time.
Okay.
But wholesis.com. I'm not listed because they thought I died.
Oh, like, really?
But I'm a director and I'm the chief owner, and I'm the founder, and I brought everybody in. It was my idea, and
Okay.
I gave it away to them so they'd think that it was their company, and I succeeded all too well. They think it's their company. But I'm meeting with them on Thursday to talk about a grand bargain that's pretty complicated, but the idea is to give my stock back to the employees.
Okay. It's neat. Okay.
Get capital for my new company, which is a spin-off from that company, and we'll partner with that company. And when I went to New York, I set up a meeting with J.P. Morgan, the head of private investment. I'm going back in September. I've got big plans to grow that new company, Whole Systems International Corporation. The ideas that you saw in those things were, 1, I got inspired by my West Nile virus story to figure out a new plan. 2,
Okay. Wow.
I invented what I called which the Atkinson artificial mind is based on a Rubik's cube that's Charlie's conceptual cube, and it's the visual representation with the ideational scaffolding of a way of seeing a framework, a whole brain 3D conceptual framework that can look like the city, can look like your brain, and is a pattern recognition user interface that will connect the dots and sit on top of Facebook, Apple, Google, Amazon to bring them all together. So I'm back.
Yeah.
And-
Good for you. That's very impressive.
And then I'm going to take the 6-month boot camp, which I'm running now for 4 people.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
I call it the Fix What Ails You boot camp, and it's ALZ is a play on word. I'm picking up on the ice bucket challenge.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But instead of doing something silly like pouring an ice bucket over your head, which is just a colossal joke, and people say, I really did it, and they raised $200 million.
Yeah.
And they love seeing their picture in the papers or on Chronicle 5. But the hard thing is to be a member of a boot camp and then pay the price over 6 months to fix yourself.
Yeah, that's a long time.
If they wanted to really demonstrate that they were committed to fixing everything, they would do the boot camp. And the boot camp now is no longer just the 12 lifestyles that I told you about, but it's
Okay, what is it now?
but it's also the stem cells. The stem cells,
Oh, okay.
the stem cells will fix all the conditions. The lifestyles will fix all the conditions. But what is needed
Okay.
is to move away from what the drug industry and the FDA did to try to slow this thing down. They changed one word in the legislation, and they tried to pretend that stem cells were a drug.
Okay.
The implications of that are not clear to those people. By making it a drug, it means the FDA would regulate it. By making it a drug, it needed a clinical trial. By making it a drug, it needed a randomized clinical placebo double-blinded controlled trial that could cost up to $2.5 billion to test it.
Okay.
By making it a drug, the assumption was it only treated a single variable like a pill did, when in fact
Okay.
it's a multifactorial solution.
Okay.
And the best you can do is do a personalized, single, random person trial for one person, because the variables are astronomical for one person.
Wow. Okay. And that was oh wait, I think I just forgot my question. Sorry. Wait, keep going. I'll think of it again.
Well,
Oh, wait. So are you doing, when you're running the 6-month boot camp, are you doing it with the 4 people in it as well, or are you just instructing them?
I'm in it, and I'm one of the 4 people. I'm the alpha test. The other 3 are the beta test.
Okay.
And there are 2 of us who are really committed. That's me and Derek Pop with the hyperbaric and the stem cell guy. He's already done it. I'm going to do the stem cell, and we're working very hard. The other 2 are involved. One is 6'4", weighs 330 pounds. The other one has thyroid cancer.
Okay.
And is well overweight. They are really involved, but they're young people who have lives to lead, and I haven't got the money to fund it. And so when I get back from Panama, I'm going to complete the funding for the whole Brain Foundation. But right now, I'm completing the funding personally by getting the money through loans, credit cards, deals with my company, whatever it takes is in the next 2 weeks to raise $50,000.
Okay, and 50,000 is the goal.
Well, I think that $50,000 will get me through the rest of the year, and I'm talking to bridge capital people and small company loans and lines of credit. And your program may help to spread the word that to help Charlie.
Okay. No, I'll definitely make a note of that. That way they can say it.
Then say it.
Yeah.
I'm ready, willing, and able to receive help. I'm not proud.
Okay.
And then after the boot camp, which will check out the whole connected health system, then Whole Systems International Corporation will offer the whole connected health system to the world for every patient.
Okay.
And it will offer a health education, not education, a health employee learning platform. And the acronym for that is HELP. It will offer help to the world.
Okay.
And I'm planning to team up with Amazon and Google and Facebook and Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett to bring this thing to the world in collaboration and perhaps to compete.
Wow, good for you. That's a lot.
So the paradigm shift is about to hit the fan.
Okay.
So what do you think?
I think that's amazing. That was a lot. You have a lot going on, but all of it sounds wonderful. So I hope you do reach the 50,000 goal for your camp.
Well, I can't. No, the 50,000 goal is not for the camp. It's that I'm going to raise personally to.
Do the funds of that go towards funding the boot camp?
No, that's going to fund the patent and Panama.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Panama's 25,000, and then I'm going to San Diego on September 20th to the Revolution Against Aging and Death with Raymond Kurzweil and 500 other people and keynote speakers, including Neil Reardon. So that's a 4-day boot camp in San Diego. But the patent and these personal things I'm doing, I need to fund them outside of the boot camp.
Okay, gotcha.
But I have a company that there are any number of ways I can do it, and I've got 2 weeks to complete it.
Okay. Wow, it's not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time, but it's worth doing. It's easier to do it quickly than to do it over 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But all hands on deck.
Yep.
But you,
Okay, well.
MaryKate, you can tell that I'm back in the game.
Yes, no, you certainly are. It's impressive.
And I've come a long way just in the 2 months since June 14th.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you're going to Panama on September 3rd, correct?
On Labor Day, I'll get back on the 8th.
Okay.
And everybody's saying, "Oh, Charlie, tell me how it worked out. I would be afraid to go. You be my guinea pig. You be my rat experiment. You be my science experiment. You be my petri dish."
Not really what you want to hear.
Well, and that's what I want to do. I want to come back and share what I've learned. Not only share what I've learned, but give them a platform, a memory palace, a protocol that they can use in their own lives to figure out what to do. The problem is not going to be whether the technology comes along. You couldn't stop it. It's not, the technology will arrive with all the efforts to stop it by the FDA or the food. The problem will be, how does each person go from what they've just learned to getting fixed?
Okay. Wow.
And you take anyone on the planet who's about to die, who has a mother with multiple sclerosis, or a father with a stroke, or a spinal cord injury, or any number of other heart failure or problems, they say, "Isn't that fascinating? That's really interesting. That really has." But in terms of figuring out how to use it for themselves, they are clueless.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're confident it works, so it's not really like you're experimenting with it. You're kind of just coming back to teach about the experience.
Teach people how to solve the problem with every tool at their disposal within their own personalized issues.
Okay, got it.
I'm so glad you called me back, MaryKate.
No, I was really glad that I was able to hear more about it, so I appreciate your time filling me in on all of that, and good luck when you head off to Panama for that. That's going to be a phenomenal experience. Well,
the work of Chronicle helps to professionalize and publicize what I'm doing, and it's very, very important part of it.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad we can help in any way we can.
Well, when I come back, I want to do another episode about the new company and what we're doing.
Okay, sure. We'd love to hear from you.
That's great. I'll give my very best. What are the names of the moderators on the program?
The anchors?
And the anchors.
Anthony Everett and Shayna Seymour.
Well, they were great. I did Anthony Everett and Jamie Seymour. Give them my very best, and if you have any more questions between now and tomorrow, call me anytime.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate all your help.
Bye-bye, MaryKate.
Okay.